Hello. This is Val Larsen. I'm here to give you a little vlog about attitude. I have had a really bad attitude in the past. This is all stuff that I'm working on and continuing to grow through and try to understand. When I was younger, I was really blessed with a lot of talent. And I was also blessed, if you can call it blessed, with anxiety and depression. So my reaction to the world was insecure. I was insecure and I latched on to low self-esteem and then tried to counteract that low self-esteem with arrogance. I just thought that if I could be the best at something, then people couldn't reject me as a person, because I didn't believe that that person was worthwhile without these talents. And that kind of worked. It worked okay. It worked okay while I was a kid and a teenager and in my parents' home and not having to make my own living and not having to face how important relationships are, both just as an adult and in a career. Relationships are so important, and I just couldn't. I struggled really hard to build a relationship. In the last year or so, that's been a big thing on my mind. How can I change my attitude and change my heart and change how I view myself so that I can let go of this sort of low self-esteem, arrogance tennis game, right? These are some of the things I've come up with, and I hope they're useful to you. I kind of see it this way, that we have confident humility is our balance point. We want to be confident and humble at the same time, right? Even those two words together is like, that's a balancing act, confidence and humility, right? There's a scene in Anne of Green Gables. She's dared to walk the ridgepole of a roof. So when you're walking the ridgepole, right, there's the roof here and there's a ridgepole that goes across the middle, and you can walk on that, but on either side you're gonna fall down either way, right? So you really have to stay balanced all the way along that ridgepole. To every concept, right, you can overdo it and you can underdo it. Oh, I don't wanna overdo this, but I also don't wanna underdo it, right? That's what balance is. I've kind of studied some different thoughts on how confidence and humility work versus low self-esteem and arrogance. I've found 6 concepts to kind of cover: attitude, mistakes, self-perception, how you share your skills, how you treat others' achievements, and how you collaborate. So first one, attitude. Having an arrogant attitude, I've kind of defined as having an attitude of superiority or self-importance. That's either you think of yourself as above other people, right? You really overvalue your own importance. That's the arrogant side. The low self-esteem side is lacking belief in one's abilities and or jealous of others' accomplishments. We don't want to be having an attitude of superiority, that we're better than others, that we're above others, that we're more important than others, right? So that's the one end of the spectrum. The other end is not believing enough in ourselves. I think sometimes we mistake this for humility, but this is really just beating yourself up because you think you need to be humble, right? Or becoming jealous of other people because they're doing something that you want to do, but you feel that you're not good enough to actually step forward and take the risk and do it. So what's kind of the middle here? Having trust and faith in one's abilities, qualities, and judgment. What I like about this is we're talking about having trust and faith in those things, right? Arrogance is so sure of themselves, right, that they could never be wrong, right? It's overdone, right? Trust and faith is, I think I can do this. I believe in myself. I believe that this is possible. I have faith in my abilities without putting yourself above anyone and without also putting yourself below anyone. Having trust and faith in one's abilities, qualities, and judgment. Next is mistakes, how we face mistakes. On the arrogant side, an arrogant person always blames someone else for their mistakes. Arrogance is self-victimization, and that's just not taking responsibility for your own mistakes. The low self-esteem view of mistakes is that you can't let go of your own mistakes. You can't forgive yourself. You can't grow. You over apologize, take more responsibility for the mistake than really is your responsibility, right? Just holding on to those mistakes and defining yourself by your mistakes. That's one that I really struggle with. When I look back on my past mistakes in the realm of arrogance and low self-esteem, and I'll often like have a low self-esteem reaction to the arrogance and low self-esteem that I've had in the past, which really is not helpful, right? That just keeps that spiral going down. Confident humility in relation to mistakes seeks feedback, owns their mistakes, and recognizes them as growth opportunities. The hardest one for me here is seeking feedback. I, as an insecure person, like we all are, I really struggle to take feedback. It's something I've been working on. I think I'm getting better at it. I try to seek it out more often now, paying coaches or just asking people's opinions more and setting myself up to understand that if someone doesn't like something that I've made or that I've done or the way that I've behaved or treated them, like that's important for me to know, and it also does not define me. And then recognizing them as growth opportunities. You know, if you never get feedback, then you can't really grow. All right, self-perception. An arrogant person sees themselves as superior to others, whereas a low self-esteem person sees themselves as less than. Not as important, my opinion doesn't matter. That confident, humble person sees themselves as equal to others, seeing all people as equal to you, that their opinion matters and so does yours, right? That nice, even, equal flow. Next is how you share your skills. An arrogant person flaunts their skills, abilities, and accomplishments with that attitude of superiority. I can do this and this and this and this, right? We all have seen that person. We know that person, right? Low self-esteem person hides their skills and abilities and accomplishments, not believing them to ever be good enough. That's kind of a perfectionist mentality. You never, ever, ever share the things that you're good at or your opinions or the things that matter to you because you just think that you're not enough, that they won't be enough for other people. That's a tough one. A confident, humble person shares their skills, abilities, and accomplishments with the intention to uplift, educate, or entertain. This is someone who shares with everyone else in mind. How can what I've done or what I can do help everyone else around me? Next is others' achievements. An arrogant person demeans other person's achievements. And this can be outwardly or this can be in your mind. I struggle with this one. It's a nasty cycle because when you demean other people's accomplishments, whether that's outwardly or just inwardly, right? How you see others is ultimately how you're going to see yourselves, right? If you have a problem with demeaning your own work, then you're more likely to demean others' work, and vice versa, right? When you demean others' work, you're way more likely to demean your own work instead of celebrating it. Low self-esteem, you use others' achievements as a way of devaluing yourself. Oh, look what they did. I can never do that. Oh, look how good they are. I'm not that good. Unable to recognize that someone else's accomplishment or ability or skill does not devalue you. Okay, so what's that confident and humble balance? A confident and humble person celebrates and shares others' achievements in an attitude of abundance, right? When you see someone else has done something amazing that you so long to do, or they have something that you long to have, celebrating their achievement brings you the joy and spark and also allows you to be inspired by what allowed them to achieve or gain that thing. My friend Claire shared this quote with me once that jealousy and inspiration have the same root. That's that moment that you choose. You're either going to be jealous of this person or you can be inspired by this person. And lastly, collaboration. On the arrogant side, an arrogant person is too good for other people to collaborate. Too good. a low self-esteem person, right, is not good enough to collaborate with others. Whereas our confident humility collaborates well with others because you see everyone as equal, right? That previous concept, you see other people as equal, so you don't have a problem collaborating with someone. Part of the whole point of collaborating is to learn from other people and to pull a skill in to your sphere that maybe you don't have, or maybe you're trying to gain, or maybe you just want that to add to the totally different thing that you're good at. Collaborating well with others, and also working alone with a pleasant attitude. Sometimes you need to do something yourself. You can tap into your low self-esteem by only collaborating with other people and only ever having other people do things for you because you think you can't do it yourself, right? So that confident humility balance is working well with others and also working well on your own. Those are my thoughts on this. I hope that that's helpful. I think confident humility is really what we're all aiming for, right? Think of someone in your life who's both confident and humble. Aren't they just the best? They're fun to work with. They're not overbearing. They're not dramatic. They're wonderful to be around, right? Confident humility is the key. That's all I have for you today. Thanks for showing up to the Val Larsen vlog, and I love you. See you next time.